Is just one of 144 people who've settled claims against News Group newspapers. 23 others are still waiting on a decision, which will be made next month. Fiona Lambdin, BBC, Points West in Bristol.
The Wiltshire teenager who collapsed during a football match last weekend is recovering in hospital after bypass surgery. 13-year-old Quinton Barham from Trowbridge was playing for Bradford Town Youth when he collapsed. The club says Quinton's family have confirmed an operation at the Bristol Children's Hospital went well. A new children's playground in the Cotswolds has become the focus of a row, with residents in the Kings Hill area divided about the way it looks. Swings and slides have remained fenced off.
Always need to think small first.
1 in 10 with nearby homes, but families are desperate to use it, as Joanna Pryor explains.
On the outside, looking in. They live on the Corinium Via estate near Cirencester and they want to play. But the site has never been opened by the developers Redrow. It's remained fenced off because some residents say the colour and scale of the equipment just doesn't suit the area. That's left young families feeling frustrated.
I've been lobbying for this park for the last 2 years, and now that it's not going to be open because of the bright colours, it's just nonsense completely. I mean, who wants their child to grow up and play in a world that has no colours? It doesn't make sense to me.
In response to the complaints, Redrow has agreed with residents and Cotswold District Council to change the colour of the equipment and move some of the play items further from dwellings. Redrow has now submitted new plans to the council. It's hoped a compromise will satisfy everyone who lives here. Joanna Pryor, BBC Points West.
To the football, Bristol City recorded a vital victory this afternoon against Nottingham Forest at Ashton Gate. Second half goals from Stephen Davies and Marvin Elliott moved City to within 3 points of championship safety. Swindon missed out on the chance to top the League One table, only managing a draw
weeks ago. The temporary crane is being moved away in sections,
with Gary Johnson's side winning a tough away fixture at Coventry. Paddy Madden's goal leaves Yeovil just 5 points off the top of the table in 7th place. Cheltenham's 1-0
morning. But the good news is, once this weekend's disruption is over, this part of London will finally return to normal. Jackson Boxer runs a nearby restaurant.
In rugby, 2 tries from Johnny May and 5 penalties, plus a conversion from Rob Cook, earned Gloucester an impressive 27 points to 11 victory at Northampton. And a bonus point victory for Bath, who beat Worcester 32 points to 9 at the Rec. Horatio Aguza scored 2 tries. Peter Stringer, Rob Webber and Tom Biggs also crossed the line. Right, time to check on the evening forecast before we go. Here's Emily Wood.
Hello. We still have some wet weather around for this evening, generally cloudy, still with this patchy rain, possibly a touch wintry over the Cotswolds overnight, but it should ease with some dry weather into the early hours of tomorrow morning, and temperatures for many places just 4 or 5 Celsius as a minimum. Although a temporary respite from any wet weather, will soon see the next band of rain spreading in during tomorrow morning. This rain looking fairly heavy and persistent for a time. It does mainly look like rain throughout tomorrow, just parts of Gloucestershire and again the Cotswolds at risk of seeing this turn a little bit wintry by the end of the day. The wind's also stronger for tomorrow, temperatures up to between 5 and 8 Celsius. Once tomorrow's rain clears, it looks drier but colder for Monday and Tuesday.
And that's it for now. Bye-bye.
Like the heavy snow we've seen across the United States heading to the United Kingdom. No, our snow is much more finely balanced. We are still expecting some, but there will be big variations across the United Kingdom, with many places simply having a cold and wet Sunday. Certainly tonight, these 2 bands will be predominantly bringing us rain as they edge very slowly eastwards. A bit of snow maybe over the hills of northern England. Many eastern areas staying dry. Here it will turn frosty, but in the west it's a mild night, and with temperatures well above freezing. Here it will be pretty much all rain that we see during Sunday. No, it's these central and eastern areas where there will be some snow, but it is going to be very patchy in nature, and certainly during daylight hours I suspect most of the snow will be falling up over the hills. In the west it will be rain, but the rain could be quite heavy, really quite a soggy day, it looks like, for much of southwest England and South Wales. Across the Midlands and eastern counties of England there will be a mixture of rain, sleet and snow. One of those days where you could see just rain, but 5 miles away there could be a covering of snow, particularly up over the hills of northern England, the hills and mountains of southern Scotland. Rain for much of Northern Ireland, some sunny spells in the far north of Scotland. The snow is expected to get heavier during Sunday evening. Eastern parts of Scotland, particularly the mountains, could be badly affected, as could parts of Kent, and increasingly a risk of some snow at lower levels elsewhere, which could cause some problems, along with ice for Monday morning's journey into work. All the warnings are online. Goodbye.
After 5 weeks, we have our 5 finalists who will be crowned Britain's brightest. Next.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Ben.
I'm Katie.
You're gorgeous.